Imagine an entire species living on an island so small, you could walk across it in under an hour. Now imagine that island is disappearing beneath their feet. There's a place in the Caribbean where the trees grow directly out of the ocean, where the water is so clear you can see every root twisting down into the blue. This is Isla Escudo de Veraguas, a speck of land off the coast of Panama. And for one unique creature, this isn't just home, it's the entire world. The pygmy three-toed sloth is smaller than your average house cat, moves so slowly that algae grows in its fur, and lives exclusively in the red mangrove forests that ring this tiny island. They are a perfect example of what happens when evolution takes a species down a very specific path. They became smaller, more specialized, perfectly adapted to this one unique environment. But that perfection came with a terrible price. Because when your entire universe is a few square miles of mangrove trees, any change to that world isn't just an inconvenience. It's an existential threat. And change is coming from every direction. The first and most immediate danger is the one the sloths can actually see coming, even if they can't escape it. The local fishermen who visit the island don't mean the sloths any harm, but their presence alone is a disruption. They cut down mangrove branches for firewood, clearing the very highways these animals use to move through their world. A sloth might spend an entire day carefully navigating from one tree to another, only to find its path severed by a fresh cut. But the physical damage is only part of the problem. These sloths have evolved in near-total isolation. They have no fear of humans because they've never needed it. To them, a person is just another strange, slow-moving tree dweller. This makes them incredibly vulnerable to being picked up, handled, or even taken as pets. Every interaction, no matter how well-intentioned, is a massive stress on an animal that lives its life in slow motion. Their metabolism is so low that stress alone can be enough to kill them. Their hearts can't handle the adrenaline rush that you or I would barely notice, but the human visitors are just the opening act. The real threat is much bigger, and it's changing the island itself. The sea that surrounds Isla Escudo is rising. For most of us, climate change is an abstract concept, a graph on a screen or a politician's talking point. For the pygmy sloth, it's the saltwater lapping a little higher on the mangrove roots each year. These trees are their entire universe, their food source, their shelter, their nursery, their highway system. Mangroves are tough, they can handle saltwater, but they can't survive being permanently submerged. As sea levels creep up, the forest begins to drown. The sloths are arboreal, meaning they live their entire lives in the trees. They can't swim to a new island, they can't migrate inland because there is no inland. The entire island is only about a square mile. They are literally trapped on a sinking ship, and the rising water brings another, more insidious problem. Storms are becoming more intense. A severe storm surge can rip through the mangroves, tearing adult sloths from the branches and flooding the hollow trees where mothers keep their vulnerable young. A single hurricane could wipe out a significant portion of the population in one afternoon. They have nowhere to hide, so you have a species that is small, incredibly specialized, fearless of the one predator that can truly harm it, and living on a shrinking patch of habitat. The math is brutal. Estimates suggest there are fewer than 100 of them left, maybe only 50. In the grand game of evolution, the pygmy three-toed sloth made a brilliant move. It found a perfect niche and adapted to master it completely. But the game board is now being tilted, and the rules are changing faster than they can possibly adapt. Their slow, deliberate pace of life, which served them so well for millennia, is now their greatest liability. They are a living paradox, a creature that is perfectly evolved for a world that is ceasing to exist. Their story is a powerful reminder that extinction isn't always a dramatic event like a meteor strike. Sometimes it's a quiet, creeping process. It's the slow loss of a single tree branch at a time, the gradual rise of the tide, the silent emptying of a forest that once teemed with life. The fate of the pygmy sloth hangs in the balance, a silent testament to the fragility of life in a rapidly changing world. The story of the pygmy sloth is still being written. If you want to see more videos about the world's most vulnerable creatures and the people fighting to save them, make sure to subscribe to Rare Species. Let us know in the comments which rare animal you think we should cover next.